Somewhere last year, I came out clearly on this platform, Secrets of Health TV, to outline to you about, I think, 5 most dangerous food that can, damage your kidneys. The kidney is one of the most important organ in human body, which, plays a vital key role as far as our health is concerned. This is simply because it is responsible for, filtering the blood and taking out the unwanted toxins out from the body through urine and through sweat. And it is also responsible for regulating the heartbeat. Yes, in case you don't know, you sitting, there watching my video right now and your heart is beating normal. Give more thanks to the kidney, because it tells you your kidney is in good shape. You understand? So one of the ways you can even know your kidney is in trouble is when your blood pressure is not stable. Yes, most of the high blood pressure cases, most of them are as a result of the kidney going down. So it is responsible for regulating the kidney, and it is also responsible for regulating the potassium level in the body. The kidney plays a lot of roles. So somewhere last year, I came out to outline to you certain foods you should not take or you should avoid in order to protect your kidney, because so long as you keep on taking those foods, automatically you are putting your kidneys in danger. So I was just going through the internet where I saw one renowned doctor. I think he's a medical doctor, but he always propagates the usage of natural remedies and so on. And he is no other than Dr. Beck. I believe you must have heard or know, or you must have seen his video. So I saw one of his video talking about 7 foods that can damage your kidney, and I decided to come and share with you the video, because I believe even though I said it somewhere last year, but if I get someone to also come and buttress my point, it will carry a lot of weight and you people will take it more serious, because sometimes you might think that I am the only one saying it, no one is supporting me. But since today I've also gotten someone who is also an authority in herbal or in natural remedies, I decided to come and share his video with you, so that you can have a lot of you can put a lot of importance to it. So without wasting much time, let us go and watch the food. Virtually what I said last year, he repeated the same thing. Okay. And when we come back, you can see on my table I have certain herbs here. I will take you through those herbs and take you through the method of preparation, how to prepare them in order to reverse your damaged kidney or in order to protect your kidneys. But before then, let's go and watch the video. We'll be right back.
Let's talk about the 7 foods that destroy your kidneys. Your kidneys are simply amazing. Each kidney has about 1 million little tiny filters. They're called nephrons, and they have the ability to selectively get rid of certain bad stuff and retain certain good things. And with the 2 million nephrons you filter out 50 gallons of blood every single day. And so these kidneys recycle 99% of all of your blood. So only a little bit is released. And one of the big problems with your kidney is high blood pressure, because if you have chronic high blood pressure, that can really destroy those little tiny filters. Another thing that's even more destructive than blood pressure to your kidneys is high levels of sugar, as in diabetes. So all the sugar that's in your blood has to go through these little tiny filters. And then what happens when it interacts with the filters is it makes those little filters smaller. So now it can't filter. So now you're going to be losing sugar and losing protein in the urine. A couple simple ways to determine if there is a damage to the kidney is, number one, do you have sugar in the urine? And number two, do you have protein in the urine? Because if you do, that can mean kidney damage. And also the color of your urine is important too, because when the kidneys stop filtering, the color of the urine is no longer kind of an amber yellow. It can get darker and it can turn actually a lot of different colors. But one of the most important things that the kidney does is activate vitamin D. And if there's damage with the kidney, you're not going to be able to activate vitamin D. And that could be one reason why people are very, very deficient. So we need strong, healthy kidneys to get rid of waste and to even retain nutrients. All right, let's start with food number one, instant noodles, like ramen noodles. So it is true that these noodles are loaded with sodium, but there's something more damaging about these noodles. It's actually a preservative, and it's called TBHQ. This preservative is very toxic to the kidneys. It can actually cause the kidneys to work harder, where you actually enlarge your kidney, and it also has the ability, in some cases, to produce cancer in your kidneys. Now, I just want to bring up sodium for a second, because sodium definitely is a problem with blood pressure. When you go to the doctor, they might say that you're salt sensitive, so you have to reduce your sodium. But the question is, do we really need to reduce sodium, or do we need to increase potassium, which is more protective? Because there's just as many problems with too much sodium as there is with a deficiency of sodium. There's a condition where a person is drinking a lot of water but not consuming enough salt, and that's called hyponatremia. With that condition, you can even create fluid retention in your body, which puts a lot of strain on the kidney. And also just drinking more water puts a big strain on the kidney, getting rid of all this extra fluid. So when people think, oh yeah, what's good for the kidney? Oh, drink a lot of water. Not necessarily. You want to drink when you're thirsty, but forcing yourself to drink tons of water without the electrolytes could create problems in the kidneys. And anytime you consume salt, always consume sea salt. All right, number two, Skittles or things like this. And I'm talking about things that contain a lot of food dyes. These artificial dyes are very hard on the kidney. The kidney has to get rid of them. Now also realize at first the kidney is going to recycle a lot of that dye, and it's going to kind of go through your bloodstream over and over and over again. You don't want artificial dyes going through your body like that. All right, next thing is fried chicken. I'm talking about the fried chicken that you would get at a fast food restaurant. You put in seed oils at very high heats. So anytime you heat a protein with a carbohydrate, as in all that flour breading, you get something called glycation. Let me explain what glycation is. Here's some protein, here's a carbohydrate, and they get connected and they bind under high heats. So now this sugar molecule is stuck to the protein. Now this protein in your body can't work anymore. That's what glycation is. So let's say, for example, you took a test for diabetes called A1C. What they're measuring is the amount of glucose that's stuck to the protein, your hemoglobin, your protein in your blood, and it's making that no longer available to do its job. So if you have higher amounts of A1C, you have higher amounts of sugar that's connected to your protein, to the point where you start getting all sorts of complications from diabetes, okay, where things don't work. Because when the glucose gets stuck to the hemoglobin or the protein or any protein in your body, it clogs over, especially in the kidneys. And so when you consume something that's fried, what you're going to get is this junk that just clogs everything up. The next one is commercial bread. Now, the expiration on this was mid-July. Right now, it's September. And look at it, it's not even going bad. It's still soft. How can that be? Because it has preservatives, and it also has something called potassium bromate. Potassium bromate is really harmful on the kidneys. In fact, it's banned in a lot of countries except the US and I think Japan. And apparently it's carcinogenic in our bodies, especially with kidney cancer. The next one is soda. Okay, what's in the soda that's harmful for the kidneys? Phosphoric acid. Okay, phosphoric acid is destructive on the kidneys, not just from the phosphoric acid, but from the added sugar as well. And by the way, the number one cause of kidney damage is diabetes. Now, what's diabetes? Diabetes means the person has too much sugar in the blood. Well, isn't there some sugar in here? Yes, there is. And then also, why do they put the phosphoric acid in there? Well, number one, it's cheaper than other types of acid like citric acid. It can act as a preservative. It helps retain the carbonation, and it's an overall flavor enhancer. All right, number 6 is agave syrup. Agave syrup has been known to be even keto friendly, which it's totally bogus because 80% of agave syrup is fructose. Even high fructose corn syrup is like 55% fructose. Agave is 80, even in some reports, 90% fructose. And yes, fructose is low on the glycemic index, but all the fructose is metabolized different in the body. It goes to the liver and it overloads the liver with a lot of stress. So why is that so damaging? Because the metabolism of fructose is similar to alcohol. It also creates a lot of problems with insulin resistance, which is the precursor to prediabetes and then diabetes. And since diabetes is the number one cause of chronic kidney disease, then agave nectar is right up there at the very top level of irritating the kidney. All right, last one, cereals, even instant cereals. Why? Not just because of the seed oils and the refined sugars and the refined starches, but glyphosate. It's not going to be listed as one of the ingredients because legally they don't have to put it on the label, but they can volunteer using a different name. Bioengineered ingredients, okay? You might see that. That means glyphosate. Now, in certain parts of the world where they use a lot of glyphosate in agriculture, the workers who work the fields have a much higher risk of chronic kidney disease because of the heavy exposure to this glyphosate. The other thing to know is that anything GMO like soy, corn, cottonseed is going to have glyphosate in it, but also things that are not GMO like oats and wheat because they use glyphosate to dry out these grains during the processing of them. And so even though it's not GMO, they're still using them. So we talked about all the foods to avoid.
Now, I welcome you back to the channel and thank you very much for, having time to watch the video. And I believe you have gotten the drift. You have understood everything. Now, without wasting much time, as I did promise before we went to watch the video, I said when we come back, I have on my table certain herbs that I would like to, introduce you to in order to start practicing it, because you need to protect your kidney. Yes, but first of all, you need to avoid the food, Dr. Berg was talking about. I said it last year, no two ways about it. Maybe I will put the link in the description area. I'll put the link of my video in the description area so that you see that indeed I said it way before he even touched on it. This is cloves. See, this is cloves. And one thing is that you don't need to wait till your kidney goes bad before you start taking some of these things. Please don't wait till your kidney goes bad. Okay, so this is cloves, and then this is dried plantain or banana leaves. Yes, I just got it from here because I'm sitting in the middle of plantain, farm. So this is dried plantain or banana, leaf, and then this one is optional because I know you people might not get some of this, this leaf, but if you are able to get, the two, you can add ginger. This is siam leaves. This is siam leaves. Here in Ghana, we call it a champion leaves. A champion leaf, or in Nigeria they call it awolowo leaves. Yes, but as I said, it is optional. It is optional. You don't necessarily have to add this, but this one and ginger. So it is dried plantain or banana leaves together with cloves and then ginger. You can put these three ingredients together and then start making tea of it. When you make tea of it, you will get something similar like this, like mine. Yes, you get something similar like this. Okay, yes, you will get something similar like this. Drink it, drink it and start protecting your kidney. But like I indicated, you cannot do it if you continue to take the kind of foods you just finished watching. You have to avoid those, eating those foods, and then you start taking some of these teas, and then protect your kidneys. Now, to how to prepare it, because I use the same ingredients to prepare this tea, so I'm going to show you how you can go ahead and prepare it. All you need to do is to get about 2 tablespoonful, get about 2 tablespoonful of cloves, yes, pepper, cloves, get about 2 tablespoonful of cloves, and then after that you can get about 3, handful, about 3 handful of the dried plantain leaves. Okay, this one. And then you get about a handful of ginger. But with the ginger, make sure you don't take the peel of the ginger off. Just wash the ginger nicely, and then you crush the ginger. Put the ginger first, okay, and then you transfer about 2 tablespoonful of this one to inside the pot. So let the ginger and then the cloves go in your pot first. After that, if you can get this leaf around, like I said, this is not compulsory, this is optional, but supposing you can get it around, you can just pick about 1 handful like this, wash it very nicely, and then you can take it. So the ginger will go first, the cloves will follow, and then this one will be the third ingredient to be followed. And then you can then wash this one as well, and then add it to it. Okay, but in case you don't have this, then this one will be the third ingredient. You add it, and then you pour onto it about 1.5 liters getting to 2 liters of water. Maybe you can even make it 2.5 liters of water, and then allow it to start boiling. Let it boil on the fire for at least 30 minutes. Yes, 30 minutes maximum. After 30 minutes, you get a very colorful, brownish tea like this one, and then you start drinking it. The good thing is that those of you who are afraid of bitter, mixture, this one is not bitter at all. It is like water. It tastes like water. The only difference is that you get the flavors. You get the cloves, the flavor of the ginger flavor, the cloves flavor, and all the flavors. But aside those flavors, it it is it is tasteless. I hope you understand. So that is that. So let's protect our kidney and be free from all these kidney complications here and there. And I just pray and hope that you will heed to the advice Dr. Berg and I has given you. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Share this video to your friends and family and people around you, and do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so, and make sure you click onto the notification bell icon, select all, so that anytime we come your way with new videos like this, you'll be the very first person to be notified. Let's meet again in the next one. Bye.